And what's everybody getting themselves into on this beautiful, beautiful Thursday? Saturday to hop on, see what's the talk of the town, what's the word of the curve, you heard me. Saturday to hop on to see, catch up with people. I know I haven't gone live in about 2 days. We just been real busy, these past days. So, we've been having to take care of stuff and shit. So, you already know life. But what's good with everybody? Don't forget I dropped the video on this channel if you guys want to go check that out. Talking about what to spot when an individual's trying to lie. For other ones that were, telling me, how can you tell when somebody's being, truthful or dishonest? You know what I mean? And I'm dropping another video on my other channel later on today, so, stay tuned for that, because that is coming. Oh, hold on. I forgot I had to set this up real quick. Move this over here. Okay. There we go. Oh, what's good, Roll Call State? Salutes. Go subscribe to Roll Call State's channel. There's a feed, me camarada, right there. What's cracking like it, Mr. Pasa? What you getting yourself into, Ishi? Oh, that's right. Gracias, my boy. Appreciate that. People would be surprised when people expose of themselves when they're just speaking. Speaking tells you a lot. Even non, verbal tells you a lot about somebody. You know what I mean? Because humans have a very difficult time controlling their overall behavior. Even, like, let's say if they're quiet, they have a hard time, controlling their body movements. Because when you're under pressure, when you're under stress, or when you're anxiety or whatever, your body tends to release that through, stimming, whichever way. People stem in different ways, eyebrow movement, teeth movement, fingers, jolting, moving your legs, or moving around too much, but people have to release that stress, and that's something that people can't control. So that's why, and when people interrogate you, when law enforcement interrogates you, that's what they're looking for. When they have you sitting there, that's what they're looking for. Because that's something that humans just can't control. So when people try to come and lie on a video, it's funny. Like, people could just go and rewatch that, right? What's good, Derek? What's cracking like it, my boy? Belltown is definitely up in the house. Whoa, whoa. Get in touch with you. Email. Email me to my email, my boy. Because I don't have social media, but you can get at me through my email. How you been? Good, Carnal. How about yourself? I'm still trying to educate myself about con artists, liars. It's a trip how able to decode that truth. But, not everybody, though. There's some individuals that are really sly and slick and wicked, bro. So don't think that it's like, it's easy to spot all of them, right? Because some individuals are very difficult. Some individuals, it takes, professionals, like professional therapists, it takes them like years and years of seeing this individual to actually decipher the truth. Because like I said, they've been doing it their whole lives, bro. They're naturals at it. It just comes naturally to them already. People think, like, when I say, like, they're well educated to do this, like, doesn't mean, like, I mean that they actually went and actually got an education, right? But because they've been doing it their whole lives, they're aware, They're really good at reading scenarios, reading the room, reading people, It's as simple as, like, when that somebody's bothered, like when you can just tell that somebody has an issue, like, with you, like they're not saying nothing, but you can just tell that there's a problem, right? Or you walk into a room and you can tell, you can feel it in the air, right? There's people that are really good at reading people, right? And those are the con artists that are the most, those are the tricky ones, right? The ones that are really good at reading people's behaviors. But why it doesn't work on YouTube, right? It's a video. People could just go and rewatch it. In-person interaction, it was easier for the comment to get away, right? Because you had no evidence to prove that there's individuals behaving like this and like that. But on social media, there's videos. People could just go back. It's crazy that the con artists, they come on here and they say that that's not true, or that they didn't say that, or they didn't do that, when you can just go and watch the video again and just he did say that and did do that, right? But they feel like people are too lazy to do that, right? Or that they won't go and do that, that they believe them because they're that confident in themselves. That's their ego right there. I'm confident that these people won't go look at what I'm saying because I know that they'll believe me because I have them eating at the palm of my hand. That's the ego in them. They think they got it like that. That's their downfall. That forever will be their downfall. They just can't help it. They really do think that they're shit. You know, they self-proclaim themselves as kings. I'm the king of this bitch. I have the crown. Can nobody take the crown from me? That's them. That's like, how do you expect me to believe that you're humble when you're crowning yourself as king? Someone that's humble doesn't crown themselves as kings. That's how you know that individuals are not humble. It's that easy. You know, but they just can't help it. It's, you know, it's in them. You know, this behavior is just in them. That's not confidence. There's a difference from being confident in something to being egotistical. You get me? Someone that's confident would be like, well, I don't know if I'm the king, but if me and him were to face each other, then I'm confident that I'm gonna give my best and probably, you know, get the W, you know. But we gonna have to see. That's confidence compared to like, nah, I know I'm gonna win. This fool's nothing to me, man. I was roast him like that. See, there's a difference in the words, how they say, you know, how they express themselves. When somebody, that's how you know, are able to tell somebody's egotistic or somebody actually is just, you know, has confidence in themselves because of the words that they choose to use. And they think that they're slick. It's funny. Hi, just joined. Well, welcome. Do you support? What are your thoughts on eating? What are your thoughts on eating disorders? Yeah, you know, that's messed up. You know, that also has to do a lot with, you know, how people are raised, right? Like what they're being told by people that they care about, right? Maybe, you know, people say that they're getting weight or that they care about. Let's say maybe their parents, right? Say that they're gaining weight or they're eating too much, you know? That could be, you know, one of the main triggers of why people end up having eating disorders, right? Or maybe they get picked out at school, right? Or maybe they see people picking on overweight people all the time, that they're paranoid and scared that they might get picked on, right? So they develop this disorder, you know? But how you treat people and what you say to people will affect them. I'm just chilling at home right now. That's right, my boy. It's hot anyways, man. It's hot as fuck today. It says right now right here on my thing that it's 89 degrees, bro. This shit hot as fuck. So I got the AC on right now, but shit, man. When I came in here, it was like a sauna, man. You know when you open the door and the heat just slaps you in the face? Ah, shit was like that. I was like, damn. How do you feel about Drake being a sex offender? Well, I think it's disgusting, right? But it doesn't affect me that much because I never heard Drake's music anyway, so I was never a fan of Drake music. Like, it's not like I played Drake's music, so yeah, but I think he's disgusting because he felt like his money and, you know, status would give him that pass. And in some people it actually works because some people do give him the pass. I like society. I like, and social media teach youth develop egotistical mindset. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because people feed that ego online. Online, they have other people, you know, just egging them on, right? Not knowing that they're being, you know, trolled into, you know, self-destructing, right? People don't really, you know, care for them or think that they're, you know, doing the right thing, but just because they want to see them crash out, right? And they just can't decipher the difference, you know? You can see when people are egging you on to self-destruct. But because of their egos, you know, they can't separate the two, right? It's crazy. You look like Diddy's fam. No mames. En serio? Must be the lighting. Ah. Also, eating disorders could be another end of spectrum, like um, binge eating disorder. Yeah, that's true. It helps them cope. Yeah, with their insecurities. Yeah, that's why that I'm not a bully too. Yeah, and I feel like no one should be a bully. But then again, people that bully, that also tells you a lot about themselves, right? That they have a lot going on with themselves, right? Because that's the reason why they're expressing themselves in that manner, right? Something's going on in their personal world that they feel like they have to act like this, right? Because it helps them feel better about themselves. For whatever reason they have going on, right? Now, I'm not justifying their behavior, right? But that also has, a root to it as well, right? That's not a good one. Because people just don't behave in negative ways just because it's fun. Like, how you hear people say that, but there's a root to it. They just don't want people to see it, right? That's why they divert it by saying it's fun or it's all just jokes, when it's not, though. People don't behave like that for absolutely no reason, not even for comedy. There's a reason to it. There's a reason why they choose to target and choose to make the jokes, that they're making. Everything has a root to it. Do you believe rap was originally created to showcase his storytelling about poverty? I believe rap was a tool to use to for somebody to express themselves, right? Like a form of poetry or private journal or diary or whatever, right? But it was a way for individuals to express their feelings, what they have going on, and their situations, right? And along the way, that people weren't able to separate that from trying to brag or boast or lie and stuff like that. You get what I mean? They think that they're doing the same thing that other rappers were doing because they're not able to separate the two. You know what I mean? That's the reason why the evolution of rap has became what it is. It went from expressing the dislike of their environment, right, the people's behaviors and all that, to what their environment, what they see around in their environment, right, on the day-to-day, the events that happen in their environment, to now people rapping about being a part of what's happening in the environment, to now being a part of what's creating havoc in their environment, to the ones that are the masters of the destruction in their environment, to now then becoming just another victim or user of that. You get what I mean? It went from people rapping about them seeing drug dealers to being a drug dealer to being a drug addict. You know what I mean? You can go back and hear the music. They're talking about, seeing drug dealers out there dealing in drugs, to rappers now rapping about how they're drug dealers, to now people rapping about how they're addicts. Like, oh, how's rap took a turn, huh? In the U.S. Not just in the U.S., but all over the world, bro. Because rap, does exist in other countries, right? You have rappers rapping in their, native, language, right? You have rappers in India, Russia, Ukraine, China, but rapping just in their languages, right? And they took inspiration from American rap, right? Just like anybody else. But just, rapping in their native language, right? So it's not just a problem that affects here in America, because like I have said, poverty, bad behaviors, gangs, gambling, prostitution, all the negative behaviors exist in every single country in this planet, bro. You could find street gangs in every single part of this country, drug dealers, prostitutes, all of that in every country, serial killers as well. But these behaviors are not just isolated to the United States. They exist in every single country. You know what I mean? I know when people think that, like, oh, gangs are just, isolated to here, when that's not true. Or when you have the people that are in denial and say that gangs came from Mexico, and it was like, what? They were created here, bro. meaning the ones here in America. And you can tell that it's human behavior and human interaction, right, of how you treat individuals, because people have to understand, back then there was no social media. Back then there was no TVs or there. We're talking about a while back ago when these gangs first started. There was no TVs. There was no, even before newspapers, right? There was no way of people knowing what's happening on the other side of the planet, right? So at the same time that gangs were being created here and establishing here in the Americans, like they say, they were also, spawning in every part of the world, right? And all these other different countries, group of individuals banding together to, live lawlessly. It was happening simultaneously all throughout the planet, with nobody knowing of each other. Like, these gangs didn't know about those gangs. That's why when people have the conversation of gangs, they're like, where did gangs start? People say they started over here. People say they started over there. That's the reason why these arguments are made, because these gangs were, sprouting out throughout the planet with no knowledge of each other. But for that reason, though, like I said, human behavior has a pattern to it. If you treat people, badly when they're young, bro, you're going to be raising an angry individual, and angry individuals are going to be gravitating to other angry individuals, forming a group of angry individuals who are not going to give a fuck about society's rules, and they're going to look to rebel. That's the reason why it happens throughout the world. It's not like these people are calling these people and everyone's on the same page. That's why people think that there's like one world order, or why all of this is connected, because how it happens. But that's just human behavior. Human interaction. It creates these problems. If you bully somebody or you mistreat somebody, they will grow up to be troubled individuals. That's why you have serial killers in every single country. Because if you look at the serial killer and how he was raised, there's a reason why all of these people, the way they were raised, are similar. You know what I mean? The people don't like looking at the research, because they want to blame these individuals for their actions. And if it has another source to their actions, it makes it feel like people are justifying it, and they don't want to hear that. That's the reason why they don't take that as the answer or accept that as the answer. That's the reason why they keep trying to do this and that, and nothing works, because they have the answer. They just refuse to believe that to be the answer. You get what I mean? Because it's hard looking in the mirror. People love to take credit for the good things that they do, never for the mistakes they make. You get what I mean? Goddamn light, man. I hate that damn light, man. How it shines. I hate that glare. I'm like, water park and dry. All right. Yeah, water lovely right now. Shit. Crime has always been around human history, as long as human. Yeah. Facts. Why do you believe what do you believe what started religion and how it gained a following? That's actually something I never actually gave thought to. I'll actually have to give that some thought and, make a video on it. And that's actually a good question. My beach in Redondo, Venice Beach over here. All right, yeah. I like going to the Long Beach Aquarium. That's just clean. Honest opinion: do you think Lefty Gunplay can rap? Honestly, think he sucks, and he was good in the beginning, but not anymore. See, here's the thing: you yourself answered that question. You said you think he was good in the beginning, but not no more. So he does have talent when it comes to rapping, right? Like, he could rap if he tried. because like you said in the beginning he was good, not no more. What probably happened now is that hearing everyone talking smack, and just everybody critiquing, I think it took away his inspiration. Like I think now him trying I think that kind of put his flame down a little bit, right? Like he doesn't try no more. Like he kind of like damaged his confidence, I guess you could say, right? So he doesn't put as much effort as he used to. You get what I mean? And that's not to take away that he can rap, right? But just maybe his morale is low right now, because like I said, I'm on board with you. His music in the beginning, he would get down, but his music has fallen off in class, these past months, and maybe for that reason, right? Because I was never a Lefty Gunplay fan, right? Like I wasn't like, I'm not gonna say that I have him on my playlist and I was bumping him, right? But I said that he had some songs that I thought were good, right? But a majority of the songs I really wasn't into. And that's no hate on the homie. Like I don't have nothing against the homie, or I want to see him. I'm being honest in my opinion. I'm allowed to be honest, Like there is some songs that I fuck with, but a majority of the songs I don't fuck with, because that's the truth. When people be like, oh, this was hating. Like, how am I hating when I'm just being honest, bro? So, he did have, talent in rapping, but as of lately, I feel like he hasn't put in that effort in the music. Go Celtics. Son of a gun. I don't want them to win, bro. You know what I mean? We Lakers over here, but at the same time, I cannot lie. Them bastards are good. Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, man, they got a good squad. They got good role players too. So I can't take it away from them. Got a good thing going on right there, bro. That's the scary part. Yeah, but I feel you though. Lie to me. I can't. I wish I could come in here and be like, man, they ain't going to F that, but got a good squad. The guys, don't get me wrong. The Mavericks have decent players, Luka Doncic is a beast. Kyrie Irving is incredible. But outside of them two individuals, the rest of their squad is really not all that impressive, right? They could prove me wrong. We're talking about Tatum, Brown, Porzingis. We're talking about individuals that give it, they give them a run for their money. I think the Timberwolves were just gassed out, right, when they faced the Mavs. I think that Edwards just, was, going at, 1,000. It was only going to be a matter of time before his body was going to tell him, hey, bro, we can't constantly keep playing at this level. The reason why Luka could play at that level, longer is that he's been doing it longer. He's been playing, in, I guess you could say professional, because he was, overseas, right, in the EuroLeague. He's been playing with, adults and at that level since he was a fucking kid, since he was 16 years old. You know what I mean? So he's been doing it for a long time, playing at that level. Even though people say, it's the Euros, it doesn't matter. You're still playing with grown-ass men, grown adults who have experience here in the NBA, right? He was playing, alongside other individuals that were in the NBA, right? So he's just able to move at that pace, longer than this individual who's still young, And Kyrie, obviously being a veteran, and obviously he's been there, done that, right? So they're able to, pace themselves better than this that's young, right? And, it's not like Edwards had, veterans there that could tell them, hey, bro, you might want to pace yourself better, because all these individuals are young still too and had never been there, right? Like Conley wasn't able to give that advice. Conley had never been to the finals before. This is his first time, That's why he was gassed out too. He's not young no more either. You had McDaniels. McDaniels is young. Towns never been there before. Gobert's never seen that before, So I felt like, nobody was there to actually keep, tell them to keep their emotions on check, pace themselves better, so. And they were being hyped up. And, when you're hyped up, that's not a good thing, right? When you're going up against, two elite players like Luka and Kyrie, right? Because then you gotta think, we got this in the bag, and then next thing you know, these fools are schooling you. So it's not good to think like that. Like, these are NBA players, bro. If they make it to the finals, it's for a reason. It's not a fluke. Every video, he says the same bars and how he's putting them in songs. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That Blueprint, freestyle, I was not a fan of. He kept saying his name over and over and over again. It seemed like his grammar was very limited on that one. But I felt like it got so much hype the way it got hyped because he was insulting Northerners, right? And people were just looking to throw gasoline on the fire, right? But that's the only reason why. I don't think because they actually, digged it, right? But because it was a hot topic. Like, there's individuals that, look, they'll play songs for me and they'll be like, man, this song is bad right here. And they'll be like, it's all right. And they'll be like, no. Like, hold up. Like, the good part hasn't gotten, hasn't came up yet. And they'll, like, literally wait. And then, like, the part will come on where they're, like, dissing somebody, or maybe they mention their city or the street that they particularly live on. And they'll be like, damn, right there, that shit was hard. Like, why? Because they named the same city that you live in? Like, bro, that does not make a song hard. Just because they named the exact same street does not make the track hard. You know what I mean? And people don't know how to separate that. Just because they mention something that they could relate to, they automatically think that the song is like all time, And it's like, well, yeah, they may have said that bar, and that's cool that you can relate to that, but that doesn't make the music, badass though. And I can only be honest. People don't know how to separate their own feelings towards something. What we need to do is to get you to monetize your channel. You deserve it, bro. Nah, but see, that's the thing. I'm not in it for like feria. You get what I mean? I'm just looking to conversate with people and just looking to interact, So me agüito. You know what I mean? I mean, my other channel used to be monetized, but because one of these YouTubers on there, right? I guess he felt the video I did was about him, that he got upset and he went and reported me, and that's why my other channel got demonetized, right? And his channel was way bigger than mine. His channel's still bigger than mine, right? So I don't know why he thought I was speaking about him when I wasn't, but it is what it is. I just never made a video talking about it or pointing him out, because for what? You know what I mean? It's irrelevant. I still get people nowadays telling me like, hey, who is it? Or who do you mention? Right? You're like, nah. And I'm not looking to play the games. Like, there's no need. There's no need for none of that. Like, my issues stay between me and me only. I'm not looking for people to take my side or pick my side, or you get what I mean? Like, I see all of that as senseless. Because when somebody's looking to bring in a crowd or whatever, or looking for people to back them up, that already just shows, their character, right? It's like the bully that's like, hey, look, everybody, look at this loser. Like, why does he need to bring everybody into the fold? You know what I mean? He can't stand on his own. That's why you have individuals that are like that. They need the audience. They can't stand on their own. But I just look to come on here and just conversate with individuals, just chop it up. And if people ask me for my honest opinions, I give them, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not looking to, diss nobody, but I'm just speaking my honest facts. Like, why am I going to come and lie to individuals at the same time? Like, hey, how can you say you don't bump that fool? Because I don't. Why am I going to tell you I do if I don't? Like, that's not hating, bro. That's being honest. Being genuine. Not everybody's, into the same thing. That's not taking shots at nobody. It's just being truly honest. Like, how are you going to tell people that you hear somebody that you don't really hear? All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, my lunch is over. We got to get back to it. It was good chopping it up with you guys, and we out.